So students, so now in this lecture I'll be deriving the basic derivations in the English singly reinforced beam. First of all, what is singly reinforced beam? In which the reinforce is provided in the tension region. Now below the neutral axis is the tension region, above the neutral axis it is compression region. We know that, right? Now, if in the tension region you are providing reinforcement, that is known as singly reinforced. If you are providing reinforcement in the compression also, that is known as doubly reinforced beam. But why do we provide it in compression also? There is a reason. When I will be teaching about the doubly reinforced beam, that we will be discussing in detail. Okay. Now, the first derivation is, first of all, I have to determine the total compressive force for calculation. Force calculation. Right? Okay. Now, this is a singly reinforced beam. This is the effective depth. This is 0.002. From where it has come, I'm not going to tell you. You know that. This is 0.035. You know that. This is 0.446 FCK. You know that how it has come. This is 3/7 XU. Already done in previous video. 4/7 XU. Already done. Right. Now the thing is that this whole region above the neutral axis. This is neutral axis, right? This is neutral axis. Above this it is compressive, below this it is tensile. Tensile stresses are taken care by the reinforcement and the compressive stresses are taken care by the concrete. Simple, we know that, right? Now, this whole region has certain force, you can say, the total compressive force C. Now, how much that compressive force is? Now, this parabola as well as this rectangle together, they are constituting one single force C, which will be acting at a certain distance x from the top, or you can say y from the top. Let us say this x is acting at a certain distance y from the top, right? So how, first of all, I have to calculate how much is C. Second, I have to calculate at which distance the total force, compressive force, is acting. So first of all, I have to calculate C. To calculate C, let us assume that this parabola, it is providing, or it is giving a force of C1, and this rectangle, it is giving us a force of C2. So I can say that C is equals to C1 plus C2. Simple. Now the thing is that I have to calculate C1 as well as C2. So how to calculate it? I have already done in the working stress method. If you want to calculate force from a stress, what you have to do? You have to multiply with the area. Clear? So first of all, I have to calculate the area of this thing. The area of parabola, you know that, for example, this is a parabola. Let us say this is B and this is H. The area of this parabola is 2/3 into B into H. Right? 2/3 into B into H. And the center of this parabola, the moment, you can say that the center point of this parabola, it is at a distance of 3/8 B from this point, and from this point it is 5/8 B. Right? This is a property of parabola. If you don't know how it has been derived, just by going to the mathematics, you can take a strip, you can determine the values of the area as well. How to take the strip? You have to take the strip this, let us say this is dx, this is dy, integrated, you will get the answer. No need to worry, right? So I am rubbing it, I am not going in details, that is mathematics part actually. In mathematics you have double integration, from there you can get the answer, right? Okay, so it is C1, it is C2. First of all, C1. So for C1 will be equal to area of this parabola 2/3 into this distance. How much is this? 4/7 XU. 2/3 into 4/7 of XU into this. How much is this? This is 0.446 FCK. 0.446 FCK or 0.45 FCK. Now 2/3 into this, right? Okay, and into stress. Sorry, I have 0.446 FCK into B. Why B? Because this distance is actually the width of the beam. So this has become area. If I multiply area with the stress, what will I get? I will get force into 0.446 FCK. 0.446 FCK. Whatever it is coming, that it is C1. Now for C2, first of all, the area of rectangle. How much is area of rectangle? Length into width. How much is length? So length is 3/7 XU. Length is 3/7 XU into width. How much is width? That is B. that is the area of rectangle, into the stress is same stress 0.446 FCK, 0.446 FCK. So let me add these two. So I will get total C will be equal to C1 plus C2. It will be equal to 2 by 3 into 4 upon 7 XU into B into 0.446 FCK plus this much 3 by 7 XU into B into 0.446 FCK. Let me take 0.446 FCK and 1 upon 7 common. So I will get 0.44 FCK, 446 FCK divided by 7 if I take it common. So I will get 4 into 2, 8. So 8 upon 3 B plus, if I take 7 common, it will be equal to 3B into 3B. Let me see if I am correct. Yes, I am correct, right? So it will be equal to 9 and 8, 17, 17 upon 3. So let me get the answer. So answer would be 8 plus 9 divided by 3 into 0.446 divided by 7. It comes out to be 0.361, right? It comes out to be 0.361 FCK. Very important that the total compressive force acting on a singly reinforced section beam, that is equals to 0.361 FCK, or in simple terms sometimes it is also written as 0.36 FCK. This is very important because in a lot of examinations this question is asked directly. The total compressive force in a single reinforced section is 0.36 FCK, number 2 0.45 FCK, option number 3 some else, right? The correct answer is 0.361 FCK, very important, right? So I hope that you have understood how to determine the total compressive force. Now the next B point is, okay sir, now we have got a total compressive force C, but where is it acting actually? So let me explain you where it is acting. Now let us see where it is acting. I am rubbing it, okay? Okay, let me rub this portion. Now where it is acting? From the uppermost fiber. Let us see. Let me rub this. Clear? Now let us say that now it has become a little bit hectic. What I am going to do, I am going to take a zoom of this here and then I am going to explain it. Let me draw a zoom of this here. Okay, I am zooming it here. So this is, the diagram is like this. Parabola and then straight. This is 0.446 FCK or 0.45 FCK, whatever you want, right? 0.446 FCK. This distance is how much? This distance is 4 by 7 XU. 4 by 7 XU. And this distance is 3 by 7 XU. Simple. Now, I have to determine the center of this force. It means that at which point this whole force is actually acting. Let us say this is this whole total C is acting. Let us say it is acting at a distance of, let us say, Y. Because I have to determine it from the uppermost fiber, not the lowermost fiber, uppermost fiber. Let us say it is acting at a distance of Y. You know that from the strength of materials, you know that if you want to determine the centroid of anything, what you need to do? C into Y is actually equal to C1 Y1 bar plus C2 Y2 bar. The basic concepts of strength of material. For example, let us say for the centroid of this point, it is Y1 bar, and the centroid of this point, it is actually a distance of Y2 bar. If I get Y1 bar, Y2 bar, I can get the answer. I know the value C1 and C2, just now I have calculated, right? So first of all, Y1 bar. So Y1 bar, you know that for a rectangle, the centroid lies at the center. It means that Y1 bar will be equal to half of 3 by 7 XU. Simple. So Y1 bar will be equal to half of 3 by 7 of XU. Simple. Now, what about Y2 bar? So Y2 bar will be equal to this distance plus the centroid of this, and I have just told you that the centroid of a parabola lies at a distance of 3 by 8 from the back side. It means that 3 by 8 of 4 by 7 XU plus this distance, or you can see that 3 by 8 of this 4 by 7 XU, 4 by 7 XU. Clear? Now this we have got this centroid and plus this, right? Basic concepts of strength of materials plus 3 by 7 XU. 3 by 7 XU. Clear? So I already know the value of C1, I already know the value of C2. Now what I have to do? I have to just put it in the formula. And what is C? C is 0.36 FCK. 36 FC. Now let us put it in the formula. Then I will get, let me put it in the formula. So this is Y1, this is Y2. Let me delete it. So C is 0.36 FCK into Y. It is actually equal to, how much was C1? So C1 was equal to, the C1 was for this, I guess, right? C1 for this, right? So C1, this is Y1 bar, this will be equal to C2 into Y2 bar. C2 into Y1 bar, C1 into, I guess you have understood, right? I just wrote it C1, C2, you can write anything. That is for, just for the concept point of view, okay? So C2 will be equal to, this C2 will be equal to 0.446 FCK into B into this distance 3 by 7 XU, 3 by 7 XU. This is C2 and into Y1. So Y1 is how much? Half of 3 by 7 XU into 3 by 7 XU into 1 by 2. Simple. Plus C1. How much was C1? C1 was 2 by 3. 2 by 3 into B into 4 by 7 XU. 4 by 7 XU area into 0.446 FCK, right, into the distance Y2 bar. How much is Y2 bar? 3 by 7 XU plus 3 by 7 XU plus 3 by 8 into 4 by 7 XU. 3 by 8 into 4 by 7 XU. This is how, what we get Y. So if you solve it, you will get Y will actually be equal to 0.42 XU. If you solve it, you will get Y will be equal to 0.42 XU. It means that the distance or the center at which this compressive force will be acting, so it will be equal to 0.42 of XU. It will be equal to 0.42 of XU. Clear? So I hope, students, that you have understood how to determine the total compressive force, and number two, how to determine the center of this compressive force at which this compressive force is actually acting. Okay? This was very important because this will be used when we will be deriving the moment of resistance, when we will be deriving the natural neutral axis, when we will be knowing that whether the section is under reinforced, over reinforced, or it is balanced section. So these topics and these points will be very important, right? So let's meet at the next video and understand few more concepts. Thank you.